BATTIMI.
So
let me tell you something, Bat Brother.
What you gonna do when Beta Mania runs wild on you?
You're gonna start puking green shit and you're gonna have a heart attack.
So, here's the question. Did Bane ever do this in the comics, like, take too much and just fucking monster out like that? Is that, I guess, when he takes, like, all of it?
But like, when he takes too much, he just ODs.
Okay, because in this one, they say that the venom, like, fucks with your short-term memory. And it can basically just make you go fucking mental.
Yeah, well, it makes you overly aggressive and more animal than man. And, I don't recall him ever, like, you know, being anything like this. But
right.
I do remember when Batman, like overcranked and broke his control switch so he would just fill up with too much venom and overdose.
Oh, okay.
So
here is the final boss fight of the game. And it's
what? Really?
Yes. And it's the Mr. Freeze fight from Arkham City, just not as good.
Damn it, I love that fight. And yes, folks, I know I said I never played Arkham City when we started playing this, but, well, Rando took a long time and I had some time to do some playing and research.
Yes. So, the boss fight with Mr. Freeze was amazing. I love that fight.
I love Mr. Freeze.
And this is the same way. You can't use the same takedown twice. But you can't, if that makes sense. You can trick it sometimes into doing it. The best way to get him is to get him on his back when he's near one of the electric charges things on the wall, and that'll let you open up on him. Otherwise, this is a really long boss fight, and I had way more trouble with it the second time than I did the first time. So, I think I die once.
Bane smash.
Bane smash indeed.
Hulk is better. Sorry. Completely different character. Like, everything is different. Like, the only thing they have in common is they're big, strong guys.
Yeah. And
that's like, you know, that's like saying Batista's the same guy as Brock Lesnar.
But there is one thing I do like, where Mr. Freeze would, freeze whatever you used to hurt him last time. Bane just walks by, and if you took him down from a grate, he'll start ripping out the grates as he walks to try and find you. I think that's a cool little touch.
It adds an atmospheric feeling to it. I think that's pretty cool.
And if you take him out in one of the grates, like on the side right there, he'll like shove his hand up in there, and if you're in there, he'll just pull you out.
I thought he was going for an acai DDT.
That would be a great, wouldn't it?
Sliced bread number 2.
So, as you can see, Bane can take some hits. And that's why it's better if you try to hit him near the electrical thing, because then you can just melee him a bit. Otherwise, you just have to rely on small damage when you hit him into walls.
You know, nice Rob Liefeld skeleton, by the way. But, I don't know, it's just too much of a Batman and Robin reference for me to, like, fully get into this. Like, if he just screams out the name Bane, I'm leaving.
No, he still talks. Like, he's got a monstrous voice, as you can hear, but he's like, yelling out for Batman, or, threatening every once in a while, but he doesn't just yell his name, or...
Dude, you remember how frustrating you can't even call it a last boss, the last level of the Spider-Man on the PlayStation game, when they had,
Carnage.
Yeah, Dr. Carnage-topus.
Dude, that was a bitch!
How many times did I die? I think I threw the controller at one point.
I think so. I think I did it after a few tries, but I watched you fail at I don't know how many. And then I kept dying and you were coaching me through it, and I remember I got through it in a few tries.
Yeah.
Cause you were like, no, push the button to zip line to the next wall. I'm like,
no, zip line up here, and then you're gonna have to make a left.
Well, that's like the Berserk game, that fucking run through. Like where you had to run from the plants, and it was Crash Bandicoot style.
You had to bring that up?
Dude, I remember I actually beat that and you were like, fuck you. Cause you had been trying for days. Cause, you know, you had the Dreamcast at the time.
Yeah.
And you were trying and finally you got frustrated like, we're not fucking playing this game anymore. So.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. I was done too.
But we so wanted to keep playing it. But
it was a fun game.
Yeah. And.
It was a fun game. It just had a terrible level in it.
And I really want to play the Berserk game on the PS2, but I can't speak Japanese. But that
you don't need to.
Really?
No, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a lot more of the same style gameplay, just more refined.
Oh, okay. Because I read the Berserk manga and I really like it, and I really wanted to play that game.
Yeah, but it's not like a story-driven game.
Okay, well I'm okay with that then. Cause I was worried, like, I wanted to kind of know what the hell they were going with, but...
I believe, if I check the Wikipedia, which is always right, it's somewhere in between the, Cushion Empire part.
Mm-hmm. I know it's already got Griffith who came back as...
Yeah.
The God Hand member.
Yeah, well, the leader of the God Hand.
Oh, that's right, he took over from, they dubbed him the leader.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the other God Hands names.
Well, there's Zod.
Yeah, Zod.
Nosferatu Zod.
Yeah. Fuck you, Bane. And here's the problem. Bane doesn't have a discernible path, so it makes it a little more tedious. So you have to just wait for him to come near you, which is why I was hiding a lot, trying to make noise for him to walk over near my grate. So, I've hit him with the grate, I've hit him with the wall, I've hit him from behind, I've hit him out of the floor, which is all the ways you could take him down. So now it's just sheer dumb luck. And now he's got a jammer.
Yeah. Looking at the Berserk, wiki here, yeah, it takes place in between volumes 22 to 27, so.
Oh, okay. So.
It's actually part of the Millennium Falcon arc, so if you've read the Millennium Falcon, it pretty much follows generally that same storyline.
Oh, okay. Which is already after he's got his crew and they all got their magical weapons. And,
yeah.
I don't think he had the Berserk armor by that point. But, that's a shame. That would have made it for a cool mechanic.
Yeah. And, Guts Rage, the one we played, is in between.
It's right after the flashback.
It's in between volume 22 and 23.
Is it?
I remember, yeah, that's what it says here, just double checking.
Oh, I thought that was way earlier than that. Cause he still didn't have all he had Puck, he had Casca still, but...
Yeah. But he hadn't gotten, Ishidoro.
Yeah. And
And my personal favorite, Serpico.
Serpico's a badass, dude.
Yeah. I just like how confident he is in himself at all times.
I liked when he was still trying to beat Guts, and then he realized Guts is just sheer power and you can't beat him. Like,
yeah, but he was a strategist. I loved that.
And he put Guts in that, his arena where all the pillars were, and he's like, I can beat you here, because you can't swing your sword. And then Guts just started cutting through all the pillars.
Yeah. God, what was God damn, it's been a long time since I've read, Berserk. Who is the one where, like, isn't she, Serpico's sister?
The Holy Roller?
Yeah, she started off as like one of the generals of the Holy Order, and then it like...
It's not his sister, it's someone he actually loves. I think he's got a thing for, if I remember right.
No, he does have a thing for her, but I think the reason the love is forbidden is because they're related, but I have to go back and read that.
I don't remember them being related, but that's all.
No, that, like, he doesn't know that he's related to her.
Okay. Cause I know Berserk's not above something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the first
Neither was the Middle Ages where it's set.
Yes. And like the king who, the princess that Griffith slept with, the king wanted to sleep with his own daughter.
Yeah.
And that's why he locked up Griffith. That was fucked up.
That was brutal. That was metal.
And, oh god. And then, I still like the scene when, the Holy Roller chick, the general, she gets, she still thinks Guts full of it, and there's really, he's the bad guy. And then she almost gets raped by a horse demon.
That was badass.
And then she realized, she thought Guts was weak because he didn't have his sword, but the moment he got his sword, he just started wrecking everybody.
Farnese.
Oh, okay. I could not remember her name. I'm horrible with names like that anyway. But, yeah.
Yeah, I like her.
I liked most of his companions, except Puck.
Well, it's kind of like, Guts is kind of a boring character after a while. He doesn't have a lot of extra emotions.
He's pretty much dead inside.
I'm dead inside. I am sad, but I am filled with rage. And I'm extremely muscular and handsome.
And yeah, you need that ultra, you have Serpico, who's the intellectual. You have, Puck, who is the comic relief. And then, what'd you say the general chick's name was?
Farnese.
Who's kind of the, I don't even really know how to describe her, really. I want to call
she's the fuck up.
She's
the fuck up who's looking to redeem herself in some way. Like, remember, because of her privileged background, the only, when she winds up joining Guts' party, the only thing she's good at is protecting Casca.
That's right, and that's why he just leaves her with Casca, a lot.
Because Casca likes her for some reason.
Yes. And she doesn't she still freaks out whenever Guts is around. So, that's why I think Guts let her, because she keeps Casca calm.
Do you remember the one where, she's trying to give Casca a bath, and Casca's, freaking out and all that shit?
Yeah.
And she's just, she's going, look at what he does to himself for you! She's just admonishing Casca, and then Casca kind of looks at her for a second, then puts the sponge on her head.
Yeah.
Just to be goofy and silly, and she just kind of looks at her and goes, you're clever, girl. Slightly suggesting that Casca knows a little bit of what she's doing.
Yeah. I still remember, the demon fetus thing, that Guts killed is one of the reasons she freaks out. Cause she saw it as her baby still.
Yeah.
That whole manga is really fucked up, but there's some really fucked up shit in that.
Yeah. And Batman! Arkham Origins!
I know, and I'm sorry.
Final boss battle!
This is one of the most anticlimactic final boss battles. I like the fight with Clayface a lot better.
I love Clayface.
Clayface is great. And I love that twist of him, being the final boss.
Okay, here we go. I've got, I know I just told us we need to focus on the game while I'm reading Berserk Wikipedia, but no, Serpico is Farnese's companion, and unbeknownst to her paternal half-brother.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so there. Aha!
Batman!
Arkham Origins!
Final boss batter! So, as you can see there, I can take him down again, from behind. You just have to wait for him to do something else. You have to wait for him digging into the grates or into the wall or something.
It's the short-term memory storyline, some nice continuity there.
Yeah, but you can never use the grate or the wall again or anything oh shit! Just Bane!
He disappeared!
And you can't follow where Bane's at because now the jammer is working, so you can't look at him through walls. You just have to kind of guess where he's at.
Batman shouldn't be allowed to look through walls anyway.
So I'm just throwing fucking glue gun.
Bat gadget. You know what I would do if I was in that situation? I'd throw a batarang at him. What would you do about the missiles? I'd have some sort of anti-missile device on my belt. That's what you do all the time. I'm Batman. That's what I do.
And here we go.
Pull things out of my belt.
Boom! And then I think this is the final, cleanup right here.
Just use, a nice illegal UFC elbow on his head.
Bane angry. Bane tired.
Bane smell like chicken. Eat Bane's muscles! Nom 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 nom.
Bane must crush you.
Bane extra crispy. So that's how they have his hideously deformed face, huh? Just have some somewhat unattractive scarring.
He walked around earlier with that mask on.
Yeah, but this is like the first time I get like a really good look at it. And
you look like a fairly handsome individual.
He kind of looks like Dana White on steroids.
So, Dana White?
Dana White's fat. What are you talking about? I'm surprised that wasn't a QTE.
Right? So, here's what I don't get. Like, that's gonna hold that Bane?
I'm surprised the cord can hold him.
And here's how they get around it. Oh no, that Venom messed with his mind. Now he don't remember who Batman is.
Stupid.
So, yeah. Now the whole, like, oh, he didn't know who Batman really was. Now it makes sense. Even though he totally figured it out in this game.
We retconned it before we even finished it.
So, that's why in, like, Arkham City and Origins, or Asylum, he doesn't know Batman is Bruce Wayne.
So this is dude, this game was so supposed to be a sequel. Why did they even do the prequel thing?
Because they wanted to cash in and Rocksteady was taking too long with the other one.
Jesus.
That's the only reason I can give. That's the only reason that makes sense. Rocksteady releases a game every couple of years. 2 to 3 years or so in between. Why rush this one out in a year and a half? And then make it the buggiest thing that's been released in the series.
I was about to say the buggiest thing not named Ride to Hell. You knew I had to refer to it at some point.
We're gonna get to that shit eventually.
We had to finish this first. I understand.
Next. Yeah. We're gonna have to do a side project in between Ride to Hell, because otherwise that's gonna fucking kill us.
I'm all out of ideas, dude. I think Ride to Hell has pretty much out bad game quotient.
Oh no! The crocodile! The killer croc! Chokeslam!
Stupid in this.
Chokeslam on the Batman! Oh no, somebody shot Killer Croc. And then he just kinda like fucks off. He gets shot with
he's like just walking through the door, okay, I guess I won't kill you then.
Yeah,
God.
He gets shot at and the bullet ricochets off his hard scales, and he's like, you want the Joker? Fine, take him, and then just fucks off. Way to go, guys! We could have had a mini-boss with, Killer Croc or something, but no.
Final boss fight!
I would have liked the Killer Croc to be a final boss. He's worthy. He's a tough son of a bitch.
Not after Bane, though, I'm sorry.
Okay, nah. But I wanted something more mechanically.
They've always established that Bane is far superior to Croc. That, like, Croc has tried to beat him and just can't.
Okay. But
like the whole thing, like to build Bane as a villain upon his introduction, they had him break Croc's arms and then beat him into a coma. So
okay, but I wanted a boss fight that was just not so mechanically boring. And that
I understand.
And that in retrospect here, this is my final biggest complaint in this one. I've said all the boss fights are aesthetically cool looking, but mechanically are retarded. Like, so goddamn simple. And I know the Arkham series in general hasn't had like the greatest of boss fights, but these just feel like it's just a repeat of every boss you fought in the other games up to this point. And that's it. That's all these are.
Yeah, I think I said that near the beginning where just everything feels rehashed.
Yeah, and you can tell the rush that this seems to have been put on. It does not have the polish or any of the expanding as after like Arkham Asylum came Arkham City, which was a good expansion on that. And then this, which is not really expanding on anything.
It's just more of the same, but less.
Yeah, it feels less, yeah.
I said that in one of our earlier playthroughs, and I hate to repeat myself, but that is really the feeling I get from this game, and I don't feel any different at the end.
Yeah, and, okay, I take it back, there is this encounter, but I wouldn't call it, Joker's not gonna put up much of a fight. He's not a brawler.
Depending on who's writing him.
Okay, well, in this setup, he's done everything he can to avoid fighting Batman himself.
Yeah.
So, you can see he's just trying to kill, nothing more. And then boom, 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 boom.
It's not a final boss fight if it's a QTE. That sucked. Sorry. I don't even have a snarky comment for that. You're still doing it!
Yeah, you have to just keep going and going and going until the game finally decides that that's...
This game has just Dynasty Warriored us.
Just pushing X over and over.
Over and over and over and over and over. Dynasty Warriors strategy guide just says smash square to win.
You know what? I've played a few of the Dynasty Warriors games, not even half of them. But what's sad is there's actually combos and, juggles and everything in that game. But you don't need to use them!
Especially in the later ones. Like the ones on the PS2 are the best.
Dynasty Warriors 4 is my absolute favorite.
4 is the best.
Because that's the first one to have co-op. Which you would think that kind of game should have it from the get-go.
Yeah, but it's a PlayStation 1 original, I mean...
no, Dynasty Warriors, the game Dynasty Warriors, PS2. The first 4 are on PS2. It was called, Romance of the Three Kingdoms or something like that beforehand.
Oh, well, same thing.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but I played Dynasty Warriors 2. I'm like, okay, this is kind of dumb fun, but it's missing something. And then I played 4, I'm like, that's what it was missing. Just fucking dumb co-op fun. Just you and a buddy just beating down hundreds of soldiers.
Wrong! I told you!
What?
The Wikipedia has silenced you.
What?
Dynasty Warriors is a traditional one-on-one fighting game released in 1997 for the PlayStation. Ooh!
Okay. I got owned. I admit it.
You didn't get Itsu owned.
I did not get Itsu owned.
Yeah.
But I
That's
did.
the most important. Here, let me make sure he didn't make this game. Okay.
Casey Itsuono, working at WB Montreal. Name, Arkham Origins. That would be the greatest Itsuoning ever.
No. DMC2.
I even got, I told you this the other day, I got Itsuoned by Deep Silver.
Yeah. That's where the term I came up with, like, folks, what was the name of the game? Do you remember?
They made Ride to Hell, which is bad, but they made Sacred 2, which is a fun gauntlet, Diablo-style game.
Yeah, and I said, this is and it's Hideaki Itsuno.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, just checking it. The Keiji, I mean, like, that's Japanese, his name might as well be like, John Itsuno.
So, that's it, folks. Fuck you, WB Games Montreal.
Fuck you, Bob Kane. Whoever put that there, they need to put Bill Finger's name back on there. That's bullshit.
So, I think Oliver Pemerez there deserves some bullshit because he's the lead designer. And this game was fucking...
I don't know, but I kinda like that guy whose name is Duma. Yeah.
Brian the Bursch. Stefan the Blanc.
He couldn't even be Guillermo, he had to be Guillaume.
Ludger?
Steve LeBlanc.
Yeah. Ride Schneider. So, yeah, in retrospect, this probably should have been called Enjoy Some, it should have been Play. This game is painfully just slightly above average.
There.
Yeah, it's clearly a placeholder until they finished up Arkham Knight.
It's an enjoyable enough game.
Right.
I mean, it's like, on a cheese grater, on the cheese grater scale, I'm gonna give this a mild cheddar rating.
I give it a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 overall.
Yeah. I would say that's about mild cheddar. Nobody really likes mild cheddar, but nobody hates it either. That's just the cheese you get on things.
I like sharp cheddar.
Well, yeah, that would be like a 6.5, wouldn't it?
But all in all, this was clearly a placeholder till Arkham Knight comes out, which is, I think, 3 or 4 months from now, maybe less. I'm gonna get it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna get it. I'm a whore. So.
Jesus Christ. And can you get us an enjoy some game? Order us relentlessly for days and days?
So, yeah, chew.
It's just like, oh yeah, Devil May Cry was so bad, we need to play a good game. Let's play Captain America!
I never said that game was gonna be that good. I said it was one of the not so bad movie games. I was wrong.
Like, we really need, Captain America was the worst thing ever. We need to play a game we like. Let's play Arkham Origins!
And this game turned out to be so painfully mediocre. So, fuck. On that note, good night, everybody.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'm Batman, bitch, better recognize